What happens when we have multiple early runners with matching first calls? A pace collapse like this that sets up everyone from off the pace. But how do we get here? Evaluating any race starts with the early runners. Who's going to get the lead? A scenario like this is one that should tip us off dirt or turf. We have the 3, 4, 7, and 9 that all need to go gate to wire. Deeper analysis shows us that they're going to all eliminate themselves from any sort of win contention of this race. Let's start with the favorite, 7, Parents' Pride. Focus on the first call only right now. Remember, we want to know who's going to be our leader at the first call. The program here shows 10ths, but for matchup purposes, 5th is what we want. She ran a winning race going gate to wire with the first call going 21 4/5 seconds. The next horse is the 3, Quick Money. Last race she dominated with a 22 2/5 opening call. She's in form, so we need to see the fastest opening call she's ran. We see that she's won going 22 seconds flat, a 5th off the 7's projected opening quarter. 4 is a quick horse to dismiss off first call times alone. 23 and change isn't going to compete in here. Then lastly, the 9, Atlantic Strike, who won last time out going 22 2/5 to the first call. Like the 3, she's in form and we need to see the fastest she's ran the opening quarter in. We see a year ago at Golden Gate she ran 21 4/5 in a loss. I'm always vocal of saying beaten lanes don't matter, but when they do is with early horses. Look at the lead needed by each of these horses to win. They're ahead by open lanes. No one can fight off any early pressure. Then when you look at the 7 and 9, we know they both can run a 21 4/5 seconds opening quarter. If all these horses need open lanes lead to win, they're going to be running too fast for them to even win regardless, setting up the off the pace runners. Going through the pressers, we see that the 2, Frozen Solid, has only faced this quick of a pace once. That was last time out when she chased the speed and faded. She isn't going to benefit from it in this race. The 5, Awesome Lawson, is in the same boat. When facing races that fast, she's distant and picks up the pieces late, never winning though. The 8 is interesting on the fact that she's ran a very competitive race at Kentucky Downs against that early fraction of 21 4/5, but ended up losing late. Her last 2 races, she's lost all form. Even worse, she saw that sub 22 second opening quarter and was nowhere to be found late. Then, looking at the sole closer in this race, the 1, Know the Benny, we see that last race she saw the exact pace projected in this race and finished second by a head. Going back to Saratoga, she saw 21 1/5 to the first call and ended up winning. Remember, we're expecting the fractions early to be faster than that 21 4/5, with all the early horses needing to be ahead by open lanes. Of the off the pace runners, who is our horse to benefit the most from the early pace? It's going to be the 1, Know the Benny. We can eliminate all the earlies and land solely on the 1 as our horse in this race. Things play out exactly as it was for the last race for Know the Benny. The early runners fly out, run each other out of the win position, and set it up for her to come closing late to win, making the race an easy one to call when we see the limits of each horse to win. Check out how we handicap a race where we have multiple early runners, but one is dominant this time, burying the field to win at 5 to 1.